So Toy Story 5 is, I'm not sure if it's out now or is it coming out soon?
I think it's out.
Right. I have not seen it. Have you?
I haven't, but my brother and his kids went and saw it, so I've got some reviews for you if you need it.
It's a classic. It reminds me of one of the great movie quotes of all time. It's in Toy Story 1, and Mr. Potato Head has his ears and stuff in the wrong spots, and he goes, "Hey, I'm Picasso," and the pig goes, "I don't get it," and then Potato Head goes, "You uncultured swine." That's so good. That's a real comedy gag.
That is good.
Well
I haven't
written.
heard anyone repeat that before.
No,
I don't remember that.
Barrett said it to me the other day, and I was like, "That actually is that's quite good
That's
for
a
a
good
kids'
line.
movie. That's very clever."
That's where those kids' movies do well, when they tie in the adult, have some adult humor like Shrek and all those movies.
It is quite a clever thing to make an innuendo, like a joke that kids will watch it and enjoy it, but they don't understand what's going on.
They're just laughing because he's got his ear on his eye and his eye on his ear. And
there's heaps of that in Toy Story. I think there's that scene where Buzz is like being captured by Sid, the kid that like tears him apart, and there's one of the dolls near him is missing her head, and they call her Marie Antoinette, I think, because Marie Antoinette was that French chick that got beheaded in the French Revolution.
No, yeah, right.
Anyway, yes, no, I don't know. I listen to a lot of history podcasts and stuff. Yeah, some stuff's just interesting.
So will you take the boys to Toy Story 5? Or I'm more of the opinion that Toy Story 1 and maybe 2 was so great that...
No, I haven't. No. And then I feel like I'm falling behind. I don't know. They didn't need to follow it up, but it's business. It's all right. They're just trying to... Surely no kid can watch Toy Story 5 and go, how good is this? Like, it really is made for people that have already seen 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it not?
I presume so, but they're pretty silly if they designed it that way, and you've got to watch 1, 2, 3, 4 before you watch 5. There might not even be a 3 and 4. They might have skipped it.
That would be good, yeah. That's clever.
We're so successful. Come and watch this. We've made 5 of these things.
Toy Story 56. But Toy Story reminded me of, favourite movie quotes. So there's that one. My favourite movie quote is from the 50 Cent movie, Get Rich or Die Trying. Yeah. Where I can't remember who the actor is that 50 Cent's talking to. And the guy, he's been a little bit paranoid. And he says, it's like, if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I could have been right. So I'm still right because I could have been wrong. I love that.
That's clever.
I love that. That's what he says in the movie. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I could have been right. So I'm still right because I could have been wrong.
Okay.
I love that.
Did they wrap it out? Or is
no, it's just I can't even remember what they're talking about when he's doing it.
You do love your rap. What's your favourite rap movie?
Rap movie.
Like rapper movie. 1 to 8 months, whatever.
I really like any movie that is based on true events, because I'll watch it and I don't need to see a car flying through the air and people jumping out in slow. Like, it's just too fantastical. I like stuff that is, holy shit, this actually happened, or was close to this happening. So yeah, all the rap movies are kind of like that. They're kind of like documentaries, sort of, with a little bit of Hollywood. So yeah, 8 Mile, Notorious. The 50 Cent one's great, even though it is mostly just a story. There's aspects of it that did happen.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah, the majority of it is made up. The whole plot is.
Did he get shot in the neck?
He got shot 9 times, but in the
that was Get Rich or Die Trying? We had to learn to re-sing again.
Yeah, but in the movie he's like
re-rap.
I can't remember. In the movie he's outside of his car and the guy's chasing him around. But in real life, I'm pretty sure 50 Cent was sitting on the back seat of a car, and someone walked up and started shooting through the window.
Oh, hectic.
But
what?
No, just gang drug stuff.
Can you explain the Cribs versus the Bloods?
No.
Is it East versus West?
No, I think Crips versus Bloods kicked off in Crips. Crips versus Bloods kicked off in one of those big cities, like New York or LA, and then it just, whatever reason it started for, because gangs, like motorcycle gangs, there's like a team environment. It's just a place for people that are a little bit lost to come into and feel like they're part of something. And then it just becomes another beast. Like I'm sure the guys that founded Crips Blood stuff probably don't like where things went.
Yes, so I'm a big believer in that. Any kind of tradition, you hear about hazing at like American universities and that kind of stuff. Each year it gets worse and worse purely because you're trying to outdo the year before. And you've heard these wild stories from tradition, but in actual fact, it gets so ridiculous to the point where someone dies or in the rap game, you start shooting each other, or in the bikie gang, you're no longer just getting pies and having the ciggy, you're running drugs. And
well, I've seen interviews of people in these areas where, like Chicago, there's a lot of shooting, and they're interviewing guys like, okay, your brother got killed. Like, do you think this is a good thing? He's like, oh, well, the guy that killed him, he'll get killed. And then
that is matter of fact.
It's just tit for tat, and it is what it is. Like, how do you stop that? Like, pretty hard to stop when it's just young blokes who are trying to make a name for himself. But anyway, back to Toy Story. Well, do you have a favourite movie quote that comes to mind off the top?
Oh,
you could think of one.
No, you're the one that remembers quotes and jokes and raps. And favourite movie quote? No, I don't.
You'll think of one. Everyone's got one, but it's just there's some crackers. But what I was going to go with that was, okay, Toy Story. I'd like to know where they got the inspiration for Toy Story. But the Lion King, classic, right? Lion King is Macbeth. The storyline of the Lion King is the Macbeth storyline, right down to Timon and Pumbaa.
Is it?
Yes. Yeah. And so
how do you know that? Did we study Macbeth at school? Or
no, I've never studied that stuff. But I was listening to something once. Someone was like, the storyline of Lion King is Macbeth. And I was like, see, to me, I'm like, Disney can't come up with any new ideas. It's like, they don't need to. All they got to do is find an existing one and then just put new characters in and tell the same story. But
Macbeth, I'm going to have to look up the storyline of Macbeth now. Do you have to pay?
Well, Macbeth, the dad dies in strange circumstances. The son runs away. The uncle takes over. The son has two mischievous friends and he comes back and has a showdown with the uncle and wins the kingdom back.
So just taking a story that works
and made it kind of kid friendly. It's still pretty hectic. Mufasa getting thrown off a cliff, but the name of the uncle is Scar. And what I wanted to ask you, the reason I started about Toy Story was because I wanted to ask you, have you got any good scars that have a good story? Like scars are such a, I don't like people talking about the weather because it's lazy conversation. A really interesting conversation topic is scars because most people will have one, and quite often the story is interesting.
And you get told that from a kid as well. If you have a scar, your parents or someone will say, "That's all right. It'll be a story.
It'll be a
story will come from it."
I've got scars. Like some of them are embarrassing, most of them embarrassing, but they're still. I've got one on my wrist here. Got really blind and fell over holding a Smirnoff double black bottle, and it just smashed and stabbed me in the wrist. But I was so drunk that I was like, "I think it's all right." And someone called the ambulance and got some stitches and stuff. And then I got my scar. Do you remember how I got this scar on my chin? It's from Darwin. When you and me were in Darwin. Do you remember?
On your chin? No?
You'll remember this. So remember at Darwin, there was the office that the day staff would come to on the Barramundi farm. There was the day staff office. And us as the Barramundi workers.
That worked in the 40-degree heat.
We weren't allowed to really go in there. We'd go in there and drop off paperwork and leave. We had our own toilets. We had our own showers. It was all elsewhere. Anyway, one day I need to go to the toilet. I had to do number 2. And I knew the pressure pumps weren't working. And so there was an issue with water supplies. I don't think we were allowed to have a shower for a few days. Anyway, I went up to the toilet and I was like, made sure it was going to flush, and it was empty and it wasn't going to flush. I was like, shit, I wonder if the toilet in the main office works. So I went in there. I'm tiptoeing around, making sure no one's there. I'm making sure no one's there. And I'm like, sweet. And I go into the toilet and it's like going into like a palace toilet compared to the shit we're using. There's tiles on the walls. There's a shower. It was just your standard bathroom. Anyway, I'm there on the toilet and but I'm not meant to be there. And I hear a vehicle pull up and I'm like, oh, fuck, who is it? And I sort of got my pants around my ankles and there's a towel rail in front of the window, and I the window's up a bit high, and so I push up on the tail rail and look out the window.
Yeah.
And just as I see you like walking up with your paperwork, the tail rail snaps, and I just crack my chin on the windowsill. Anyway, I'm like, oh fuck, and I sit back down on the toilet, and you come in, I hear the door open, I'm like, oi, Spood, and you're like, what are you doing? I come in here. And you're like, no.
Yeah, because usually you call me in to show me what you've done. I'm not interested.
Okay, come in here. You're like, no, okay, come in. And you open the door, and I can see blood on my shirt, and I'm sitting on the toilet. I go, am I bleeding? And you're like, oh, I can see the bone. And my chin had opened right up. And so, we didn't go to hospital. I sort of just band-aided it and sort of held it closed. But, and fixed the towel rail up, and out we go, clean the blood up. And then Fred, the worker there, Fred's like, what happened to your chin? And I didn't want to tell the story because I was doing something I wasn't meant to be doing, which looking back on it, I would have told it. I was using the toilet. The toilet I'm not allowed to use, I used it.
But we were 18.
I use it every day. No, but he's like, what happened? And because he didn't want to tell the real story, we're just like, oh, we had a scrap. Me and Spood punched on. We're not talking to each other. And so Fred was like, what's going on? And we just wouldn't talk each other. Around Fred, we just wouldn't speak to each other.
We purposely did it just to stir him up.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, what happened? Yeah. So
the scars thing.
That's scar.
Yeah, that's bad. You probably should have got stitches. It's like it's gotten fatter, the older.
No, I got a second one. So a few years later, I had another. I was playing footy and got headbutted in a ruck and got another scar in the same spot. So it just looks like one big one, but there's two little ones side by side. Yeah.
There must be a limit to a positive coming from a scar, though, because imagine if something terrible happened, your whole face got burns down it, and someone's like, oh, it was going to be a good yarn.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah,
obviously I got burned.
There's a fella that I haven't seen him for years, actually, but he came and mowed our lawns one year, and he was in a fire accident at work and, like, lost his nose. His whole face is just scar tissue. I think his ears might have been gone. And so, because it was all scar tissue, he was, like, sleeves down, massive hat, because he's like, I can't get burnt. Like, you don't want this getting burnt. Mm. He got lucky. He was in a workplace fire at a mine site. Gosh. Put a high-pressure diesel hose on, locked it in, started filling up, and it released. It came off, which they're not meant to do. Mm. And he's trying to grab it and regain control of it, and he got covered in diesel, and it ignited and lit him up. And he ran there was this big puddle across a road. He knew there was a puddle there because everything on a mine site, they're always trying to keep dust down, so there's always water going everywhere, and there's puddles everywhere. And so he ran for this puddle, and he's on fire, and he jumps in it, but there's no water, so he's just jumped into mud. And so,
which might have been better somehow.
No, because then they have to get all the mud out of your body.
Sure. Oh, so it had burned him.
Yeah. So he got burns. He's got burns up his arm. He's actually recovered really well. You can hardly tell, but he goes, the pain of the burns was nothing compared to the pain of the nurses cleaning him later.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And he goes, and when the adrenaline's worn off, cruising out, they're just chatting about their weekend. Oh, what'd you get up to? Like, oh, we went and had a nice breakfast. And he's like, fuck. Yeah. But,
yeah, I mean, the scars on my body, there's a lot of dumb stories. One of the dumbest things I've ever done is a scar down here. Barbed wire fence. That's a motorbike. Most of them are motorbikes and bikes. This one here, we were, 20, 21 years old, living on Denison Street in Bondi Junction. And me and a few mates had been drinking at a pub, and I'd rode the push bike. What road was it? There was a road which was quite steep, and I didn't want to drive to the pub because I didn't want to drive back home, right? So I rode my push bike.
Riding just...
Yeah, I know you can still, it's illegal, but anyway, that was my thought. Anyway, I rode my bike to the pub, had a heap, and then probably decided that, I probably shouldn't be driving back home. And also I can't be stuffed riding this push bike back up the steep hill, up Birrell Street in Bondi Junction. So I got my dumb mate Scholesy who had his ute there. He had a rope in the back, and we tied a rope to his tow bar.
Scholesy was sober though.
He was sober, yeah. Tied a rope to his tow bar, and then tied the other end of the rope to the front of the handlebars because I didn't want to pedal all the way back up the hill. What I should have done is just held onto the rope like I was water skiing.
He was in a ute.
He was in a ute.
So you could have put the bike in the ute.
Could have put the bike in the ute, but that wasn't fun enough. Had a few beers and thought this was a Spood idea, as you've said before.
Excellent, yeah.
Anyway, so he takes off nice and slow, and there I am getting dragged. It's in the middle of Sydney, Bondi Junction. I'm like, you shouldn't be doing this. This is just dumb. Cars going past. I'm getting towed along behind this ute like I'm water skiing. Anyway, I start to head down a hill before we started going up the steep bit, which I didn't want to ride up. And Scholesy started going a bit too quick. He basically forgot I was there. And I got the death walls, couldn't hold on to this thing. Because the stupid rope was tied to the front of the bike, I couldn't release it. Yeah. So it got flicked off, almost went into a car, missed it, but then got dragged along the concrete, ripped up my legs, arms. And just as soon as I came off, I remember thinking, that has got to be one of the dumbest things I've ever freaking done in my life.
Yeah.
And the story's come up a few times since. And every time I just shake my head going like, why? The shit you come up with when you've had a few beers.
Yeah,
but that was never going to end well.
That's also...
And think about the cops. Like, there's cops everywhere.
How many mates were there, though?
It was just me and him, I think.
Okay. So he's part to blame, though, because you can have a dumb idea, but that's where someone goes, that's funny, but we won't do that because that's dumb.
Because you've had too many beers and...
I'm sober, but you know what? Yeah. I'm going to have a good scar in a few weeks once I get this surgery. I spoke to the surgeon yesterday.
Oh, you are? Yeah, tell us.
I spoke to him yesterday, and he goes, it's going to be pretty major. He goes, I've had surgery before. He goes, not like this, though. We're going to have to cut 2-inch opening over here and pull the tendon back across because it's retracted.
So give us a bit more detail, because you had the fight last week.
I had the boxing fight, and it was going really well for all of about 40 seconds. And then, I threw a punch, and I threw a right punch, like my backhand, my rear hand, threw a right punch. I threw it with reasonable force that didn't reach the opponent. He was just out of range. So my arm hit the end of its range. And normally you'll hit the end of your range and you sort of bounce it back in. And now you know, all right, I need to readjust and step in a bit on the next punch. Like it's not uncommon to throw a punch and hit air. I don't know what happened, but I threw that punch, hit air, and I felt something in my shoulder just pop. I could feel a pop, and it pulled my arm back, and it felt dead, like it felt like something was wrong, and I sort of shook it a bit, we kept sort of fighting a bit, and I shook it, and I'm like, I don't think it's dislocated. I've never dislocated my shoulder, so I don't really know what that would feel like. And it was still moving, so I was like, oh shit, like that was weird. I don't know what that was. So then a few seconds later, tried to throw another punch, and it landed, and the pain of that was like 12 out of 10. Fuck, it hurt.
Because watching from the side, you dangled your arm down.
I was trying to shake it out.
Yeah, you shook it out and then kept on fighting. We thought you just got a dead arm or something.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Yeah. It did.
Yeah, it felt like a dead arm. And I was concerned. I was like, something's not right. But the pain wasn't intense. Like, you can always judge an injury by the pain, I think. And the pain wasn't insane at that point. It was uncomfortable.
Because you'd just been punched in the face.
I knew something was wrong, but I was like, yeah, exactly. That's it. When the adrenaline's up, you're pain. But then the second one I threw, that really hurt. And I was like, oh, no, I'm in trouble here. But then
what was interesting, so you went into the corner, had your water or whatever, had your break in between the first round.
Yeah.
And then you tried to go again. And then the medic came running over.
And the ref started round 2 and then called time immediately and called the doctor in.
Why did you call time at the start of round 2? Because you hadn't been able to bring your gloves up by that
I think
point?
he just made a decision. Because
so he made the decision, but he had to start the round maybe to actually make the call of a TKO.
Yeah.
Maybe you can't do it in between rounds. Or
I don't know if he wanted to pull me away from the corner to do it. I don't know the ins and outs. Do you want me to away from the corner man to do the assessment? I don't know. Don't know.
There might be some kind of boxing rules.
Sure.
Or something.
Yeah, I don't understand. But he called the doctor in, and the doctor said, "What's wrong?" I go, "I don't know." You're the doctor. And he goes, I don't know. He goes, do you dislocate your shoulder much? I go, never. I never do. And I subluxed it back playing school footy, which means
what's sublux?
Means it pops out and goes in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought you've always had shoulder.
Yeah. I've had millions of just shitty little injuries,
but never
something like that. Nah, never something like major. And the doctor's like, is it dislocated? I was like, no, it's not dislocated. He goes, can you move it? I'm like, yeah, I'm moving it. He goes, do this. And I copied him, like doing a chicken thing. He goes, do this. And I did it. He goes, hold it up. And I held it up. And because the injury is that the subscap tendon on the front of your arm, which is like the biggest tendon in your rotator cuff, it completely just let go. That's why there was a pop. It just let go. And so I lost that front stability. So he said, hold your arm up like this. And I held it like that and it just started falling backwards on its own. And I couldn't really feel any. I was like, what the fuck?
We thought you'd go like this.
I was like, I had to sort of catch it. I was like, what the fuck? And then as soon as that happened and I sort of flinched, the referee was like, that's enough. And so at the time I was pretty annoyed because I was like, fucking hell, like, this is embarrassing. I felt like I was in pretty good condition.
You were doing well in the first 40 seconds.
It looks pathetic. I wish it was dislocated instead of just something feels weird. But now knowing what, I spoke to Aaron, who I do a bit of training with, and he's like, if you had kept fighting, it would have dislocated eventually because you lost that front half.
So you're saying the tendon's now torn off you?
It just popped off. Pop.
So where is it now?
It pulled
down in your forearm.
The scan. I got the scan a few days ago and it shows that it's pulled back a couple of centimeters, but it'll just sort of, I guess it's going to keep pulling back. Yeah, it just retracts.
And now tell us about the surgery then.
Well, I don't know. I'll get surgery. Surgery will be
pretty hectic surgery.
Oh, it's just, they cut it open, pull it across, reattach it. And in about 4 months, I'll kind of be back moving my arm again. And then they said it'd be back to sort of 100% in about 12 months.
So do you reckon you'll fight again?
No, like I enjoy it. I love the training, but and I'll definitely won't fight again because I felt really fit and prepared, and then that happened. And I'm like, well, fuck me. Like,
you're only going to get older.
I'm not going to get fitter. I'm only going to get.
It sucks because if you'd got through that, you might have kept boxing. You'd be fit through boxing for another 5 to 10 years.
Well, the surgeon said you must have had like a micro tear there already for that to just let go like that. And I'm like, well, my shoulder was a bit sore. I'd heard it a few weeks before, but it wasn't debilitating.
In that area? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I heard it doing star jump.
Did you?
Yeah. Which just goes
to
show.
Which is maybe another sign.
Another reason why I'm like, fuck it. Like,
if you're injuring yourself doing star jump.
That'll do. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a sign.
And I think it was just bound to happen. And it's one of those things. But it'd be a good scar.
It'll be a good scar. And successful fight, no.
It was fun. I feel bad for Josh, who I was fighting against. Like, he trained just as long as me.
And
he
throw a couple of punches.
He literally the same as me. Probably threw 7 punches. And then he got a trophy.
Trophy?
He got the win.
We got fight card.
Yeah. Yeah.
After a pretty intense bidding round.
Yes. But so that's how that went. Not ideal, but
anyway, I look forward to the next mad adventure.
Next injury, yeah. Well, now my left arm feels a bit sore. I was like, I'm just going to ignore that. Don't know what that is, but not a problem.
Yeah. Hey, we're sitting in the studio together for the first time.
Yeah.
Sipping on some of the good stuff.
I just looked at the camera and seen how white my face was.
Yeah.
Really hard to get the light in right.
Yeah. Have you ever realised that Australia is a nation full of drug addicts?
Coffee. Yeah. Well, sugar.
Yeah, sugar. But let's talk about coffee for a sec. I mean, I've got a pretty bad relationship with coffee, as in I haven't drunk it before, and when I do drink it, I go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, if you think about switch all those people lining up for their morning coffee in their suits, ready to get their hit, switch them for people with their clothes ripped, scabs all over their arms, scratching themselves, lining up to get their hit in the morning. That's pretty much what it is. Like, we've got a whole nation of people which some of them can't talk, can't function until they get that sweet black caffeine in their body. It's a full-on addiction, and we've normalized it.
Okay. I will say people are drug addicts. Full stop. Because what most drugs are, the drug is already in your body. Your oxytocin. So the feeling you get when you cuddle someone and you go, oh, that's nice. There's a drug that gets released in your brain. It makes you go, this is a nice thing. The drugs are already in your body. Like when you have MDMA, a drug gets released in your brain that makes you feel good. So like people are addicted to, dopamine. Right, exactly. So like people are drug addicts. And so if you can sell them a product that makes them feel good, they're going to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a legal drug, and
it's a legal drug which the whole culture's built around.
Well, and there's studies that show people that drink coffee regularly have less heart disease and have higher earning potential, blah 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 blah. And it's like, is that cause or effect, or is it just like coincidence that you're more likely to drink coffee and read.
I feel like some of those studies, you pick ones which suit you, like
Yes.
1 glass of red wine's good for longevity, but you'll find one which says 6 glasses of red wine's even better for something else. Like you'll find some study which suits you.
It is interesting to hear those stats, but then you never go to the effort of actually verifying it. How many people did you test?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you just test people in one cafe in the eastern suburbs and go, if you drink coffee, you're going to earn $1 million?
Yeah. But it's a hard drug to avoid because business meetings, catch-ups, unless you're going for a beer, like let's go for a beer. These days you're going for a coffee.
Yeah, it's become part of the culture.
It's part of the
same as doing business in China. You have to get drunk to close a business deal.
Yeah.
Like, what if you don't drink? Don't do business in China.
Society's just built to getting you addicted to coffee. Now coffee's up to $5, $6, $7 a pop.
Yeah.
It's an expensive drug addiction. Maybe it'll get to about $25 a cup, and then you'll start getting this illegal trade of coffee beans coming through.
Well, if they just drop a scoop of protein in there, you call it. That is your breakfast.
Yeah, well, they do exist, don't they?
What, protein coffee?
Yeah, I've seen some influencers pushing it.
God, that'd be.
It was an iced coffee, it's in a can, but it had protein in it.
Yeah, they do that. Yes. Yep. Well,
Spood and Matt, protein iced coffee.
Is it too late to trademark that idea?
I don't know. Yeah, put it up on the list with beefy fingers.
Protein coffee. Well, that's it. Like, if you can put protein if you can just make regular snacks healthier, you're laughing. And like, somehow, a lot of protein bars, they just put too much sugar in it. I guess it's for shelf life. It's just
probably, but also that addiction, you get the rush, you get the dopamine rush from the sugar, and you go, this shit's great. It's good for me, and it makes you feel good. Yeah. Whereas if you've got no sugar in it, you're not going to eat it.
You just eat the tuna, right?
Yeah. Anyway, next time you got a lot of tuna here. Next time,
there's no empty boxes.
You can't get this image out of your head, but next time you're lining up for a coffee and everyone's looking all civilized, waiting for their coffee, like picture them under their skin, scratching and itching, waiting to get their hit. And like in raggy clothes, like they're zombies that have come through.
Yeah.
And because that's what it is. Everyone's there. They can't function. You hear people say, I can't start my day without a coffee, or I'm in a shit mood until I get my coffee. Yeah. So like they're not normal people. They're drug addicts in that coffee shop, and they line up.
Yeah, well, it's literally an addiction. Because like, do you ever get the headache?
Well, I have been recently. If you don't have it,
yeah. I had training for this boxing fight. I had 3 months off the beers. I didn't drink for 3 months or 2.5 months, but prior to that, I would drink quite every night of the week. Some nights I'd have 2 beers. Some nights I'd have 5. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. But then during this training thing, some mornings I was waking up, in a bad mood, thirsty, headache. And like, I would have normally put that down to, I had too many beers last night, but I'm like, I didn't have any. I'm like, what's the underlying issue here? Because that means beers aren't the problem. So I'll get back on them. That's not the issue here. But do I just not drink enough water? Is that all it is?
Would it not be withdrawals? Do you get withdrawals from alcohol? I don't think the body gets addicted to it like heroin or nicotine.
No, you're wrong. Alcoholism is the one drug where if you become dependent on it and you cut it cold turkey, you die. That's the one drug that will kill you if you have to wean your way off. Like, you can quit heroin cold turkey and you get the sweats and you like have a really bad time. You literally get sick. That's what they call it, dope sick. Like, you literally get symptoms of a cold, runny nose and shit. Then you get a hit and they all go away, from what I've heard. But I'm very sure that alcohol is the one drug that if you do develop a dependency, like if you start shaking and you need alcohol to get rid of that, if you cut it cold turkey, your body shuts down, like you die.
Well, there you go. Maybe part of you were having some withdrawals, because I'm pretty sure part of a hangover is actually your body withdrawing from not having the alcohol in its blood, which is why hair of the dog, a Bloody Mary the next day, can help fix a hangover or prevent hangovers, stay drunk, like all that. There's logic to it.
I went through a Bloody Mary phase over Christmas.
The next day, or just?
I had them every day. That was like the drink I went to.
What time of the day were you having it?
4 or 5.
I thought strictly you could only have it at about 10 a.m.
I was just craving tomato juice. I was throwing a bit of vodka in there.
Were you getting creative with trying to make the perfect one as well?
I don't know how creative I was getting. I was putting pepper, and it was quite a savoury drink. I was loving them. I was like, have a go of this. She's like,
it's 9 a.m, man, on a Tuesday.
A bit of Tabasco.
It'd be a fun drink to make.
It was fun for about a week, yeah. And I had tomato juice. I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. His name's Silly Jim.
Silly Jim.
Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of Silly Jim stories, and Silly Jim he's a person that people can tell their stories through him. He's a mouthpiece for others' stories. That maybe the real person in the story doesn't want to admit who they are. So let me tell you a Silly Jim story. So Silly Jim was it was quite many years ago. Silly Jim was helping his mates on their family farm during harvest. It was wheat harvest. It was in northwest New South Wales, and they kept passing each other in the header. So Silly Jim's driving one, and his mate Silly Bob is in another one. And I don't know if you don't know how a harvest headers work. You drive past it 5 k's an hour. It's super slow, and it's just a long day. Anyway, as they passed each other, they'd do something silly, and it started with, stick up the finger, and then it might have been 2 fingers, and then it might have been fuck you, and then Silly Bob pulls his ass out, and anyway, they were slowly outdoing each other, and it's getting more and more ridiculous. And then Silly Jim goes, "I'm gonna pull the checkmate here. I'm gonna go all out." And so, as they pass, Silly Jim has pulled his pants down and has grabbed his little Jim and is waving it around and hitting it against the window and stuff. But Silly Jim didn't realise that Silly Bob had changed shift with his dad at the end of the run.
Yes.
And Silly Bob's dad is driving and didn't know what was going on. He knew Silly Jim was going to drive past him in a minute. And he's known Silly Jim since he was a little fella.
Yeah.
But he didn't know that he was about to meet Little Jim. And so as they've gone past, Silly Jim's realised who the spectator is, that Silly Bob's dad's over there.
Mid-act.
Yeah. And he's like, oh. And Bob's dad is just pissing himself. What are you doing in my header? I'm paying you. Yeah. So,
so did Silly Bob's dad come round the next time and pass him and try out to him? I'll show you, Little Jim.
I don't know. I'd love it if you did, up on the roof of the header. No. So if you got any Silly Jim stories where you don't want to admit your identity, let's throw Silly Jim under the bus because he's a silly boy. He's got some good ones.
Geez, that could have easily been you in that Silly Jim.
Oh, I can just see it happening. Like you're passing your mate in the header, and you're just like, you're bored.
You're bored. Yeah, you've got the cricket on, maybe.
And each time you pass, you've probably got 10 minutes to think about what you're going to do next. And you're like, what am I going to do here? I know, old buddy. Yeah. I love
that is gold.
I love that.
And I love how Silly Bob hopefully set that up as well. Because if he was 10 steps ahead, he would have escalated it to the point. Dad's going to come on it.
Dad, I need to get off. Can you come and jump in for 5? Just for one run.
Really going to duck home.
Just for one run. Make sure when you pass Silly Jim that you give him a wave.
Yeah, been leaving a few soldiers. Just keep a close eye on him.
I like that. But
that's gold. Yeah. Send in your Silly Jim stories.
Yeah. Someone texted me. So you know how last episode we spoke about the lobsters? So how lobsters were dog food and a pest. And then
I did some research into it after as well. I loved it.
So I'll bring it up here because I don't want to. Well, someone has commented. I want to say his name. I want to give him a shout out. But someone has commented on the TikTok video that we put up. He said they actually used lobsters in the 1800s. Oh shit, my phone's on loud. In the 1800s, they used lobsters as prison food. Prisoners were getting fed lobster. And I wonder, because right now, in 2026, if you fed prisoners lobster, I reckon they'd be like, how good's this? Yeah, the taxpayers are paying, blah, blah, blah. I reckon they'd be loving it. But surely it's the same food that they were eating back then.
Yeah, it's not like lobsters that taste better.
Were they like, I wouldn't feed this to my dog? Or were they like, oh, fuck, this isn't too bad. These idiots.
Yeah.
Lock me up. Throw away the key.
Am I on death row or just in the normal prison? This is flash food. This isn't my last meal.
Where is it? Here, our greatest rebrand in food history. He said, did you know it's Matthew Wilshire. Matthew Wilshire. Did you know they used to serve lobster to prisoners in colonial America? Lobster was viewed as a bottom feeding trash food because it was so incredibly abundant in New England. Like, yeah, I love that. I'd love to know, did those prisoners think they were getting hard done by, or were they pretty pleased with? Because that would have been quite a nutrition. That's a great meal.
Yeah, and it would have kept them occupied as well, pulling it apart, trying to get everything out. Made their day go quicker. They probably would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I've got a shout out for a group of people which gets a lot of hate. Definitely in Newcastle, but probably in Dubbo as well. The youth on e-bikes.
Yep.
So I'm not talking dirt bikes without number plates ripping around. I'm talking those like comfy 2-seater e-bikes, which I think cost a fair bit of cash.
Thousands,
right? Yeah. So as much as a moped scooter. But in Newing, people rip down to the beach and it's not licensed, so you can go on the footpaths and do whatever. Anyway, yes, I hate it when you see these kids run a stop sign in front of you and you're worried that they're going to get killed with no helmets on, but put yourself back into a 13, 14, 15-year-old shoes and think how mad it would be if you and 20 of your mates all had these e-bikes and you rip around the streets, chucking monos nonstop. They're all awesome at monos. Riding on golf courses. I always wanted to take my dirt bike on a golf course and jump up and down the bunkers.
It's also the quietness of it. Like, it's like riding a bike. Like, it's peaceful.
Yeah, it's peaceful, but you're hanging out with your mates. I've had a bike before and as an adult and ridden like as a group on the road, and that's a hell of a lot of fun. You cruise with mates and get a pie and have a beer. These kids are doing it when they're 12, 13, 14, 15. I reckon it's just, they'd be having a ball. You've got full independence. You've essentially got your motorbike license, but you're only a young teen. They're off vaping, doing monos, riding on beaches, riding on golf courses. Like,
so if there's an issue with it, if people are trying to outlaw it, make it illegal and stuff, or if they are, I don't know, I'm not following.
Well, they would be, because the hospitalizations have gone through the roof. So
but who's getting hurt? Is it the rider, or are they crashing into people?
No, the rider and people. Well, the people I see, they run stop signs. They don't get, because you're a 13-year-old on the road, you don't actually get road rules. So I saw one girl go at a big, busy intersection in Newey. The first group went through an orange light, so, that's all right. But then because she wanted to follow a friend, light went red, 1, 2, I saw her coming, so sat there and she just went sailing through this red light.
That's dumb.
So it's just dangerous. I think there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
So separate to that, yes, sure, that's why there needs to be some rules. But again, without getting caught up in the negative side, which is just such an easy thing to talk about as an adult, it would be so fun.
Yeah.
Like, we had fun chasing kangaroos on dirt bikes. They're having a ball, these kids. Like, it is so much better.
Yeah. And it's peaceful. Like, if there was 50 of them tearing around, you wouldn't even know they're there.
Yeah, that's right. It's pretty harmless.
When a group of motorbikes go past, could they be any louder? Dead set. Like, shut up. And they just pull up next to each other at lights, like, like, you can't hear each other. Whereas those bikes, you could be having a chat while you're riding. Like, they're far better alternative than a motorbike. But then, I heard a nurse. I think she was a nurse. She's in medicine. She said, "You know what we call people that ride motorbikes? Temporary citizens."
There you go.
Because they just, and at that time, she said that to me because I had a motorbike at the time, and I got rid of it not long later because, like, when it goes wrong, it goes so wrong so quick, and you could be the best rider on earth. You could have great balance, great vision, blah 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 blah. It'll take one idiot looking down on their phone, and you stand there and watch people drive past in cars. I reckon 30% of them are looking at their lap because they're on the phone. Like, it's most, and like that 2 seconds driving 3 tons of steel, like.
Yeah, it's not often you on the bike, it's the other people.
When I was riding the bike, quite often you come into a roundabout, you got right away, and these people would fly through in front of you, and they're looking at you like with their mouth open, like, holy shit, I didn't see you. And like, I understand it was an honest mistake, you didn't see me, but it's like, doesn't bring you back from the dead. Like, motorbikes are in a country, like in Holland, like I think Amsterdam, most there's cities in the Netherlands that don't have a car. The only cars are the ambulances.
There's a lot of pushies over there.
Yeah, everyone's on pushies, and it's like,
and then they're probably on e-bikes.
If everyone was on e-bikes, like, it'd be quite safe, and there wouldn't be an issue. But the issue is cars.
Yeah, and we're just not used to having motorbikes. Whereas if you're in Bali, there's probably 10 scooters around your car, so you're a bit
You're
more
looking
aware.
for it, yeah.
Then again, there'll be more accidents in Bali, I'm sure. I mean, I'm one of them. I've come off a scooter in Bali.
So much of these laws that Australians bring in to protect people's health, such as smoking and drinking and blah, 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 it's all because of, well, my theory is it's just due to the nature of the medical system, where in Australia, you could do a charity boxing event and completely fucking wreck your shoulder. It might only cost me $1,000 and I'll be fixed. If I did this in America.
Yeah, without any private healthcare.
Oh, you have a baby in America, I'm pretty sure it costs you 30 grand.
Really?
So people will check themselves.
If you wanted to go to a nice hospital,
No, just to have any hospital. You get hit with the bill. They don't have health protection. Like Australia is, you don't pay, you go and smoke your whole life and then develop a problem, you're going to get looked after.
Yeah.
But they're like, we'll look after you, but you have to pay for it in the lead up by paying a heap of tax. By the time that you've got lung disease, you've sort of paid your insurance forward. And I think, when something happens where heaps of people are going out hurting themselves in catastrophic ways and probably disabled for life, we need to either tax you heavily on these bikes, so each bike's 50 grand, or just scrub it out.
Yeah, but the taxing doesn't work, does it? Because Siggy's got to $60. I don't even know how high they got or how much they are now. And they've got this.
But that's why they do it. Yeah, I understand. And I understand the black market thing, but also I'm just saying, people like to whinge about taxes and stuff. I'm like, the roads are pretty good most of the time.
Yeah.
Healthcare is great. You don't know how good it is until you hear these stories about someone breaks their finger and it costs them $3 grand. And
that's some good.
In Australia, you'll go in and out of hospital and you might not even see a bill.
Anyway, so next time you feel yourself starting to rag on those kids ripping around on e-bikes, not dirt bikes.
Do they have a smile on their face?
Yeah. Are they having a good time? Yes, they are. They're having a sick time. Yeah. And do you not wish you had one of them when you were 13 years old? We had to pedal around. Well, no, we had dirt bikes on the farm, sure, but
I didn't ride much push bikes.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But
motorbikes where it's at.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But speaking of boxing, a quick one that I remembered a little while back. My grandfather passed away last year. Your grandfather's still going, Jim. I remember chatting with Jim. I dropped in. I must have had a heap of time on my hand to feel like dropping in to see your grandfather and having a yarn. But I dropped in and he was telling me about he said, geez, your grandfather, he was big. Like he was
changing his name on purpose. My grandfather's name?
What's Jim?
Ian.
Oh, it's Ian.
Okay.
Sorry. Ian. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Ian was like, yeah, your grandfather was, he was a big fella at school. Like he was like good at footy, good at cricket. Like he was the man. Anyway, there was a inter-house boxing or something like this. Something like that, like an inter-house boxing competition. And Michael McKay, my grandfather, put his hand up to be the boxer, and he must have been a big kid or something like that. And I don't think anyone wanted to fight him. And they tried to put Ian in front of him to fight his older cousin. And he said, no, there's no way I'm fighting Michael. Which is just funny thinking 2 generations above, because I wouldn't want to fight you. And I'm definitely not like what they described my grandfather to be like. But boxing's been going on for a while. And what a fun way to put 2 people together. 2 cousins in the ring just going
classic. It's a classic sport. And yeah,
why was I calling you grandfather Jim?
Yeah. It's a little bit simple. Boxing, simple sport, but geez, it's fun. And
that's the last you'll ever do of it.
What an adrenaline rush. Well, can I tell a very quick yarn that's relevant?
Yeah, tell us.
Okay. What do they call a left-handed boxer? Southpaw.
Oh, yeah.
So Rocky Balboa was a southpaw. And I looked, my curiosity got the better of me. I was like, why? Southpaw is such a ridiculous name. Like, why wouldn't they just call them left-handed? Or, why southpaw? Okay, so I looked it up, and it goes back to baseball.
Right.
And so baseball was usually played, when baseball's an old sport. They didn't have big stadiums. And so it was usually played in the afternoon. And the bowler, the pitcher would be standing on the mound and the batter's facing the pitcher. And they orientated all the fields so the batter wasn't looking into the sun.
Yeah, fair enough.
And so the batter would be looking north. The batter would be looking
If it's the middle of
east.
the day.
No, it's the afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
So the batter would be looking east. And if the pitcher was left-handed, it meant their hand was on the southern side. They were a southpaw.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The left-handed pitchers were called southpaws, and then it came across to boxing. So
what's a right-handed?
Just normal. Just north paw. Fucking east paw. North paw. But your hands on that's north and that's south. But yeah, it's cool. I love the origins of stuff. Southpaw was because of the orientation of a baseball field, so the batter wasn't looking into the sun.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah. I'm not a southpaw, but
maybe you should have been. Let's shock them hard to stay.
Oh, fuck, I might have to change it up. Yeah.
Anyway, write in with your silly gym yarns.
Yeah, send in some silly gyms.
And we'll chat to you next week.
See ya. See you, Spood.